really lucky to have someone like you looking out for me.
Oh, I'm just doing that what any good friend would do. It's because I care very deeply for you, Sayori. Sayori smiles and looks down shyly.
I do too, Hallie.
Anyways, so, do you want to share your poem now?
Oh, yeah.
Sayori wipes the tears from her eyes and hands me her poem.
I hope you like it.
Oh, this ought to be new too, because she'd never had a poem for us on the third day in the original.
Reborn. A small flame flickering in the wind. It was once the fire of a star. Time took its toll and the fire had faded, the flame getting smaller and smaller. I could feel the world around me getting darker and colder. I tried to keep as many people warm as possible. The fuel inside now used up. My light now a secret only I could keep. A bright white hot flame shines on the horizon. What could this be? The light feels so warm. The fire burns bright. It almost feels like I'll be blinded. It comes to me and wraps its arms around me. Warmth. I feel myself melting into it. Light. The darkness fades from sight. Strength. My flame burns brighter than ever. You, the reason for my rebirth.
Sayori, this is really good. Sayori grins.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot happier than your usual poems.
That's because I am happy, you're silly.
This is, for me?
Maybe.
Sayori's acting a lot more cheerful than usual, but I don't sense it being false. For the first time, she genuinely seems really happy. Well, this is amazing. Do you think I could keep it?
What? You want to keep my poem?
I mean, if you don't want me to, that's fine.
No, I mean yes. I want you to have it. It's just that...
She looks down while lightly kicking her foot into the ground.
I was going to present it for the festival.
Oh, well, yeah, that's perfectly fine. You should keep it then.
But you can have it afterwards, I promise.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sayori. I hand the poem back to Sayori. Afterwards, she skips back to her dust humming. Well, wasn't that nice? Show Monica her thing.
Oh, Hallie.
Yeah?
Forgive me for being a little insensitive, but do you really think this is a good idea?
What do you mean?
I mean, I get that you're trying to connect with Sayori on a more personal level. And you're trying to relate to her depression, but do you really think it's a good idea to bring up that?
I know what you mean, but honestly, Monica, I relate to her more than you know.
You do? Wait, does that mean...
Yes, I've struggled with depression my whole life as well. Of course, I didn't know that's what it was until I got older and started seeing a therapist. But there were quite a few dark days for me back then when my thoughts weren't entirely unlike hers.
Oh, Hallie, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
That's okay, Monica. How could you? Most people suffering from depression go out of their way to make sure that nobody does. It's a silent killer. Sayori, like many, has gotten really good at hiding it. I just really want Sayori to know that she's not alone. I want to help her. Ultimately, she will still need therapy, but until then, I want to be able to be there for her until she's ready to take that step on her own.
That's very sweet of you. Have you shared with her yet?
I did, yeah. She seems very touched by it, so hopefully the message got across.
That's good to hear. You're doing a great job, Hallie.
Thanks, Monica.
Anytime, Hallie. Would you like to read mine now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Alright. I don't remember. No, this is still the same. Still the same one. Okay, we're good. Alright, who's next?
I see you've decided to keep Sayori's style. I think at this point you've pretty much settled on the style you prefer. I'm sorry if my previous advice was a bit pushy.
Yep. And Natsuki will be angry too. There we go. Sayori, say no more. I won't let what happened last time, happen again. I'm going to spend my time with Sayori. That's easy, it's gotta be Sayori. Off in her own little world, rifling through her bag, Sayori suddenly stops and perks up at the sound of her name.
What? What's going on?
Your boyfriend wants to spend time with you this weekend.
What?
Both of us react at the same time.
Natsuki, don't be mean.
Sheesh, why does everything have to be an ulterior motive? I just want to help Sayori. We're best friends after all. Sayori sheepishly grins while Natsuki rolls her eyes. Meanwhile, Monica looks a tad disappointed, but smiles and nods. She had to have known I'd have chosen Sayori this time around.
Put that out of the way.
Yeah, that's it. Before long, everyone else is doing the same. I'll walk over to where Sayori is to coordinate with her for the weekend. Hey, Sayori.
Oh, hey, Hallie. Are you as excited as I am for the festival?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Maybe after we're done with our work, we can figure out what to do during the rest of the festival. Sayori looks a little surprised by this offer, but smiles gently to herself as she finishes putting her stuff away in her bag.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm determined to make sure Sayori has a great weekend. Given what happened the last time, I just want to see her be happy. Though I know depression is more complicated than that, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm going to try. Soon, she and I depart the club room and start heading home. So, do you want to meet up tomorrow or Sunday? I'm free either way.
Well, we could do it Sunday. That way we could have all day tomorrow away from schoolwork.
True, though if we get our work done tomorrow, we can relax the rest of the weekend as well and not have to worry about the work.
Oh, it's true.
You already said that.
It's a tough decision.
Alright, tell you what. Let's at least start on it a little tomorrow and see if we don't finish or we get tired of it early. We can finish on Sunday. Deal?
Good idea. It's a deal. So, could we maybe make it tomorrow afternoon? I really like to sleep in on the weekends.
Oh, I wasn't planning on it. I like my sleep as well.
Yay!
I don't know what it is about her energy and vibrance, but she has a really magnetic personality. It's like when I'm around her, I just feel more positive by proximity. Awesome. I'll text you tomorrow when we both get up and around.
Sounds like a plan, Sam.
Really?
Yep.
Sayori giggles to herself as we cross the street. She's definitely in a lot better mood than she was the last time. For now, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. Nah! It's not gonna happen! Did she say something there? I couldn't catch it. And back to 1. Thanks for playing. Well, that was a lot more climactic than the other ending, yeah? Monica's just kind of drops off. Sure, how do we do it this time? You know, you could make Monica a little happier. Try spending more time with her. I think you may want to spend time with Natsuki. It didn't say anything about Sayori, though? Well, I would have thought that Sayori's line would at least be different, but it didn't show it. Well, whatever. I guess we're going to pick up with Natsuki's right next, I suppose. Although, actually, I do want to take this from the top, because there are some options prior to the poem game that you can do a little differently, too. So let's just skip a little bit. Let's just do some skipping. It'll only take a minute or 3. I'll drop a save at the first one to make sure we don't botch it. So we're not missing anything. What was that?
Seriously, a brought a stray? We have enough as it is.
I raised an eyebrow at Natsuki. I didn't remember that. I think that line was missing last time because we put in the pronouns differently. Natsuki stays quiet, and judging by her darting glances in my direction, it's because she's waiting to see what the new person thinks. Yeah, somehow we got off of like the pronouns we put in before. We're not gonna trust her this time. I decided that the time just isn't right yet to tip my hand. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
Thank you. Hey, weren't you the debate club president or something before this?
Yeah, right. You probably like this club because it has vodka.
I nearly choked on my tea. What? Well, how is that line different? The girls look at me with surprise at first. Yuri then smiles gently. I don't know what's causing this to change. I stay quiet and wait for the inevitable shoe to drop.
Okay.
That was it. Monica smiles warmly at me once again. I mean, I was going to point out that I can skip. I lose my train of thought. All 4 of the girls start back at me with dejected eyes.
Are you sure?
I have no idea how this happened. All these random little bits of lines that are changing. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the 2 of us depart the club room and make our way home. Maybe it's because we didn't trust Monica. I guess that might be it, actually. As Sayori and I depart the school building, she seems to be humming a little bit to herself. You seem like you're in a really good mood.
Hmm? Oh, that's because I got to spend the day with you.
Are you sure it wasn't because you got to stuff your face with cupcakes? Sierra looks a tad offended, but also as though I saw right through her.
Well, maybe that too. But I also got to spend the day with you, so it was like a bonus cupcake.
A bonus cupcake? Is that like bonus fries you find at the bottom of a takeout bag?
Just when you think you've run out of good stuff, you find an unexpected extra bit that makes you really happy.
I'm a little taken aback by her carefree bluntness, but also feeling a tad offended at being compared to food. Still, I suppose it was really sweet of her to say.
Are you doing alright? You seem to be a little different somehow.
Different? How so?
I don't know, you just seem to be a little more open, I guess. I certainly wasn't expecting you to be into books, let alone poetry.
Is there something wrong with that?
Oh, not at all. It was just unexpected. I don't think you've ever talked about those things with me before.
Oh yeah, sorry, I guess some things have changed about me since you and I last hung out together. Sayori is pretty perceptive, but luckily I do have the excuse of there being a bit of a time gap between the MC and Sayori that could explain away some of differences like that. I suppose spending all that time by myself, I kind of retreated into my books as an escape, and poetry helped me to channel some of my feelings as well.
I can understand that. Poetry helps me a lot too with my feelings. But Hallie, if you needed someone to talk to, you should have called me or come over. I could have chased away that loneliness.
There's a pang of guilt and sadness that hits me as she says that last part. If anyone needed someone to lean on, it's her. I'm not sure how long I can keep this up. You're right. Sorry about that. I guess I've never been really good with talking about my feelings with others. But Sayori, I hope you know that the same offer is true for you as well. She looks at me slightly confused.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you need someone to talk to, or to just listen to you, I'm here for you. I may not have been there for you the past few years, but I'm here now. She smiles the saddest smile at me, and it almost looks like a tear is creeping into her eyes.
Thanks, Hallie. That means a lot to me.
We continue to walk towards our street, chatting a little bit about what we've been up to since we last hung out. For her, it's been mostly school and helping Monica to start and run the literature club. She also mentioned she had started to take some impromptu cooking lessons from Natsuki, though I suspect that might just be so she can satisfy her sweet tooth. Something her and Natsuki have in common. As for me, I tell her half-truths which involve elements of my actual life, but set in the context of this world and what might make sense for this world's MC. Mostly, though, I just tell her that I've been busy with schoolwork, trying to learn how to make video games, or planning my next vacation during the next school break. We get to her house first, and she waves at me as we part ways.
I'll see you tomorrow, Hallie. Don't forget to write a poem.
Will do. It's only been one day, but I'm already starting to get the layout of this street memorized. It helps that it's a pretty simple design and almost directly within eyeline of the school. I start heading towards my, I guess, well, for now I'm just going to call it my house. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Skip. Memories. Okay. We're gonna write a poem for somebody. Would you like... No, we're gonna go hard mode, because Nazi's too easy. Cute. Fluffy. Let's see. Milk. Yeah. I'm not sure, actually. I don't think any of these are Natsuki words. Not precious. Not experiment. I just wouldn't like any of those. Maybe promise? Nah. Kitty. Papa. Chocolate. Chocolate. Chocolate! Jump, yeah. She gets like all the jumps. Doki doki. Whoops, I double clicked. That's okay. Pout is her. Candy is her. Lipstick. And headphones. And mouse. Nibble. I don't think any of these are her either, actually. I feel like a pen is something she would appreciate, but I know this is a Monica word. It's not... Is sparkle girly enough for her? Not quite. Skirt. And vanilla. Good enough, we got her. Now, go. I'm pretty sure she's aware, but I don't know 100% for sure yet, so I guess there's nothing to tell just yet. See, we don't know either, Mr. X. We're not betraying anybody.
Hallie, would you mind joining me in the hall for a second? I wanted to talk to you about something.
I'm not sure I like this, but I can't think of any reason why not right now. I briefly look around and see the other girls have already gone about their business, and likely hadn't noticed that I had already entered the classroom. Yuri is buried in her book reading intensely. Natsuki appears to be rummaging around in the closet, and Sayori is writing what I'm assuming is either last night's poem or another one. Sure thing, Monica, after you. So this is probably going to be like a variant of a scene we already saw, but, you know, whatever. We step out into the hallway. I can feel a bead of sweat start to run down the side of my face. I try not to let Monkey notice, but she seems to stare directly into my soul. She sighs.
Listen, Hallie, we don't have a lot of time before the others start to get suspicious, so I'll just cut right to the chase. I already know that you aren't who you say you are, and I know this is a game.
My worst fears having been realized, I feel all of the color drain from my face. Oh, what? She cuts me off.
I'm not sure why you felt the need to hide it from me, though I suppose I can't blame you. I'm not exactly proud of what I've done before in the past. But I'm not that person anymore, and I don't have the ability to access the game's files anymore. I just wanted you to know because I suppose all of us, need your help.
I must have stood there looking like a slack-jawed idiot for who knows how long before I finally get a grip and start talking. How did you know?
Well, for one thing, you weren't exactly subtle about it. You were barely on script the entire time yesterday. Plus, it was just the overall way you were talking that was also different.
So you know I'm from out there, I say, pointing broadly before I realize how stupid that looks. Monica stands still in silence for a moment with a look of shock and interest on her face.
No, I mean, I know you had to come from somewhere, but I just thought maybe you were the MC and became sentient like me.
She takes a moment to collect her thoughts before she replies again.
I don't know what to say, but I can't believe I'm meeting someone from outside the game for the first time. I have a lot of questions, but I suppose we don't really have time right now to get into it.
So now what? Are you mad?
No, Hallie, if that is your real name, I'm not mad, just disappointed.
Ugh, the classic parental line. Somehow that hurts worse.
But I'm willing to move past it if you are. We need to be able to trust each other and work together. Can we do that? I won't ask you to trust me right away. I know it has to be earned, but I really want us to be able to work together.
I'd like that. She seems pleased with this answer and smiles warmly at me with a slight nod.
So, how did you end up here anyway?
I decide I might as well let her know how I got here and my conversation with Mr. X. She seems a little shocked at first at the mention of him, so a lot shocked by that expression.
I'm surprised. I had no idea that someone or something like that existed in here with me. I thought I was all alone. That would also explain why I couldn't access the console when I came back.
Is that a problem?
It might be, but I'm not sure yet.
Hold on, I might have skipped a line by accident. Did I? Okay, no, we're fine. We're good.
At any rate, I still have a lot of questions, but for now, we should get back in there and carry out the meeting as best as possible. I would like us to exchange phone numbers, though. That way we can at least text or call each other if needed.
I guess that makes sense. I fish around in my pockets to pull out my phone and hand it to Monica. She takes it and starts punching in her numbers, then calls her phone so she has my number.
Perfect. Alright, thank you for listening to me, Hallie. I really appreciate it. Now, let's head back.
Looks like we managed to sneak back in before anyone had a chance to notice we were missing.